Hello and welcome to a TalkIT tutorial. This is the first one in a long line of tutorials which is going to be based around the HTML5, CSS and JavaScript course. For the first tutorial, what we're going to be looking at for our lab work is to start off with, we're just going to be looking for a solution. So no code is going to be written in this one. It's just going to be simply understanding Visual Studio and actually how the websites and JavaScript and CSS work together and how they function. So moving down through the course content and going to the lab work here. So what it's saying is that we need to open up our Visual Studio, so I'm just going to do that now. I'm just going to quickly run that in Internet Explorer for you so you can actually see what we're making. So effectively what this is a, as we called it, project manager, and it allows users to give product suggestions to companies. So let's say I want to stuff there your email address like so. I'm going to make a pricey bear. It's not going to be a cheap bear, it's going to be a top quality bear, this one. And estimated sales per year, I mean it's going to sell in, yeah, it's going to sell a lot. There you go, yeah, I like that. So we just added a bear, and it's just going to be exactly like that, just adding it and then displaying the data. So if I just close that, so that's what we're making, and I'm going to do this video over the whole of the 3 labs because that is effectively what we're trying to show you. So if we look on our right in our Solution Explorer, this is in Visual Studio 2012 for this one. So we've got all of that. We've got a Solution Explorer on our right, we've got a Server Explorer on the left, and Toolbox as well here. Currently we're in mainpage.html, and then we've got a JavaScript as well. So starting off in the main page, I think is probably the best way forward. So we've got our doc type expression up here, and XMS, and then our head, so that's the title of it, and then we've got 2 links. We have one for our style sheet, which is our CSS, which is how we display data, making it look right, making it look correct how we want it to. So if I open that up, so it's quite a small CSS document. So this defines how the body looks, how a heading 1 should look, how a heading 3 should look, a paragraph, a label, input of type text, LIs which are used in ULs, so an unordered list, and then our field sets. And now these all relate to elements that are inside our main page in our HTML document. And then we have a script, so that is our JavaScript function here, so that's product suggestions functions, and that's going to contain all the sort of code that allows everything to work. So just going through what we've actually got, body is called main, so it's ID equals main, and then you've got a heading called product suggestions, and then we've got a heading 3 called enter a product suggestion, a form, and inside the form we have labels for the product description, and then we have inputs of type text for them to enter their information. And then once they've done that and they click submit, it calls a function, or returns a function called doAdd. Then lower down than that we have 2 field sets. We have all product suggestion. This is what happens when we click the add button, it moves into the all product list. And then we have a matching product suggestion, so this is where they can search, and it will put any search results into a div called matching product lists. And as you can see, these all call functions: return do add, return do sort, return do reverse, and all of these are inside our JavaScript. So going to that, so for our do add function, so this is what is called when they first enter their information and then click enter effectively. This is where we start doing some of the cool stuff, the code. So what's going on here is we're getting an element by its ID. So going to the main page, we have a input here, and its ID is called description. So what we've just done here is said, okay, I want the information that's in description. So I've said document.getElement by ID. So it's ID's description, and we want its value. And we do this for all of them, but for two of them we change price. So that's price string. It gets it as a string element because they come as text. And we change it into a float for the price and an integer for the sales. So then moving onwards from that, now this is where it gets a little bit more technical. You'll learn how to build this in the next tutorial. I'm just going to run through it, how it sort of works. We have a product. Its description is going to be uppercase, it's going to be big, bold, and it's going to have a font color of orange, and then a break line. So it's going to have big description, then it's going to break, so it's going to be like pressing the enter key. Suggested by that person's email, and then another break line with its price and its sales that it's meant to get. And then what we're going to do is append the current date time to the product string. So get the date, so start a new date, start the string off here, so get the date slash month, year, comma, and then pad it out with hours, minutes and seconds here, and we're going to set the colour of that to blue. And then what we're doing here, all products.push product, we're just going to add that to our global array here. So we're going to have a list of products up there, and then what we're going to do is redisplay all the products. So it's going to say, it's going to call a function called display products, all the products that we've got here in that array, to the all product list. Now that's an ID here, so it's a span and it's got an ID called all product list. So you call that, we have the products that we want to send in and the target element name, so that's the thing in the HTML that we want to send it to. So what this is doing is creating a string effectively, but it's an unordered list. So it's an unordered list, it's going to run through all the products and enter those products into a list here, into an LI, and then it's going to finish the unordered list off. We're going to get the target element, and we're going to set its inner HTML to that string. So effectively what we're doing inside that span here is we're going to then put in our unordered list with all the information of every product. Okay, so that's the main part of it. And then obviously we've got do sort and do reverse, which is going to take from the suggestions there. They're quite simple. All products dot sort and then redisplay it. All products dot reverse. So this is things you can do in an array. You can sort and reverse. These are functions that are available to you when using an array, and then redisplay it. Do search is a little bit more complicated in the fact that it uses regular expression, and what it'll do is it'll just go through and add to a new array anything that matches the search string in the current sort of display in all products list, and then it's just gonna push all of those out to matching product list. So then playing that again, hopefully that'll be a bit more understandable what's going on. So this is a stuffed bear, the email address, like so, and then the recommended retail price, its sales, going to add that, just going to change the name of that and add it again. So we can then sort, reverse, we just added it, so this is the all product suggestion, and then if we enter it exactly as it was there you go, it's pulling back that because it contains that inside of it, and it contains that, where if I just change that to stuffed and then search that, it's only going to bring back that one. So that's effectively what's going on. hopefully that's made some sense and given you an understanding of the layout of these type of projects that we'll be using later on throughout the tutorials, and hopefully this will help you in understanding those at the same time. So in the next lab, what we're going to be doing is actually creating this for yourself, working your way through it and sorting it all out, and I hope you continue on to that tutorial. So thank you very much, and I hope to see you in the next tutorial.